All right. Welcome to the show, everyone that is watching and listening. All right. I love to talk about music. That's kind of my thing. I can take phone calls whenever, whenever. I'm just talking about the thing that I like to talk about. Nobody likes to talk about. I do. Your comments are welcome, as always. I've been reading this incredible book, 45 Dangerous Minds, where they interview everybody from Glenn Danzig to Henry Rollins and Ava O, and everybody in between, Man O' War, a heavy metal group that I like a lot. They fight for heavy metal. Not a lot of people are out there fighting for the preservation of heavy metal. I read about a racist band called Wahova. I'm not into their message, but the singer was interesting. I don't share his ideology, but he was interesting to read about. Right. I don't speak on his terms. I'll get the book. Hold on, book's over here. Let's see. They were the last interview that I completed. So they are Rahova. Yeah, they're a racist band. It was an interview. You don't have to share somebody's views and opinions to find them interesting. I just read about the guy and his stupid band that I didn't completely agree with. I wanted to show the Clash shirt. There they are. That's all you need to see them then. Yeah, it's the best way to see me. Thanks, man. Thank you for the comment on the haircut. Saturday night party, yeah. All right, so there's also great articles that Stephen Blush and all of the interviewers did with Marilyn Manson, The History of High Times Magazine, Ron Jeremy, Wayne Kramer of MC5, the Factory Family, and Julian Cope, and Bowie's in there, and there's many others. What's up, Trap? Yeah, so that's one on that. They also interview Africa Bombata, one of the most underrated and unpredictable DJs of all time. He didn't know what he was going to play. He could play rock, he could play hip hop, he could play themes from game shows if he wants to. He didn't know what was going to go on. What's up, Ellen? He didn't know what was going to come out when he was DJing. I read all about him. Very interesting guy. I support the Zulu Nation. For many years, I listened to his music often. It feels all right doing this alone. I wish Derek was right next to me, but it's okay. Let me just get rid of all distractions. Let me go up here. Make that screen smaller, just for a minute. Go into here. Discord. Do this one thing. All right. No, I know how I can do it. Find that person. Now we won't have any more calls from Travis the Troll. Right. He's not allowed on the airways. I blocked him. So that will end the calls there. Travis, try getting now. You've been blocked on Discord. It's funny. I think it is. That's the one thing I forgot to do, and I've done it. Sure, he'll come out with some Google phone number that he's going to dial up now. Hopefully somebody didn't like that message. Hey, what's up, Tracy? Thank you for making a comment. I'll have to look at that later. I think that there's plenty of artists out there that are denied for several reasons. Their music is too underground. Maybe they're a heavy metal or punk group. It's racially based. The studios are all owned by white people or whoever. Or it's a sexual issue and they're gay or they're female and they're gay and nobody wants their music. Then they should go out and form an indie label. And then they got their own label. They're in full control of their music. And the music business is saying to them, they're not actually part of the mainstream music business. They're doing like Black Flag did, DIY. They knew nobody's going to want to listen to this music. We got to do it ourselves. And they did. And I would take that DIY mindset no matter what kind of music I was going to put out. Like, for example, the music business wasn't ready for a girl playing guitar. Joan Jett was that lady. And they said, first, why are you playing guitar? And why are you in a band? So she decided to dust all the sexist shit on the side and said, I'm going to make my music. They formed an indie label. Their music came out and they've had a ton of fucking hits. And that's the way that goes. Yeah. Good job, Ryan. Yeah, and that's just the way that thing goes. If the music business is not ready for your music, whether it's you're too underground, you're doing this on-edge music that no one can handle, or it's a racial or sexual issue, then form your own record label. And you don't have to deal with anybody oppressing you or telling you your music is shitty. Right. Thank you for the haircut. And that's what I'm talking about. There are plenty of underground bands that I'm sure that's one of his a million accounts. I can do this. Oh, we'll see you later, Danica. Hankenstein 500. I'm here for Travis. Travis, I just put in time out. Yeah, I try and say that the industry doesn't accept you. Well, then tell the industry to piss off. That's just the way that goes. People are now putting out record plants. The record industry went away for a little while, and now it's back. It's coming back. Sony brought one. Jack White brought one. Thanks, Shawana. What's up, dude? Uh-huh. But Jimmer Nam is here, and people didn't like what he had to say. I was about to make the decision, right? I didn't mind what he was saying. Say whatever he wants. We all know he's a phony. But enough about him. I was talking about the music industry, how bottomed up at some. I think I look like Tom Brady. That's all. It bottomed out at some point, but it came back, and it's coming back thanks to Jack White and several indie labels and Sony. They brought a record plant too. And what are you talking about, dude? And that's the way that happened. The way the music industry spiraled back. And it's still coming back to this day. And that's what that is all about. Kitty, you're wrong. It will always be here in one shape or form or another. How do you know it's not coming back? Records are back an insane number. Yeah, I definitely think that Green Day sold out a little bit, but since going mainstream, they've made some pretty good music. Oh, Jack thinks I'm right. Jack thinks I'm wrong. What the hell? I'm gonna take this call. I know who it is. Hey, what's up, Tim?
Hey, what's going on, Ken? How are you? How's your show?
You're live on the air. I'm bringing you closer to where the microphone is, but can you guys hear Tim?
Yeah, well, I don't know who hears me.
I think it's completely oversaturation, Kitty, about the music business. Thanks, Sean.
Absolutely. I'm gonna bring in MC Evolve if that's okay.
What?
MC Evolve wants to be included.
Okay, fine. You can bring him in on this.
Right now he's in New York. He's recording a new album. He's working with
That's cool.
2 different MC companies, and yeah.
That's my friend Tim. They used to call him Too Tall. They still do now.
Yeah, I'm very tall.
Not tiny Tim. Too tall. He's taller than I am. That's very tall. What are you, like 6'7"? Hello? Tim? All right. I've been there myself. I brought in a concert T-shirt for $40, but I don't buy concert T-shirts anymore. I buy the cheap ones in the parking lot. Depends. Neil Diamond didn't charge $40. He charged only $30. I thought $30 was a reasonable price. So he didn't rip off his fans. Yeah, touring and merchandise is the only way. Hello, Tim, are you here? You see. I'm sure he'll call back. That's all right. Yeah, but then again, censorship isn't punk rock. Jimmer's definitely alive. Oh, once in a while. It stays up there mostly. I play more with the Ralph puppet than anything. Yeah, I mean, I have a small collection of fake parking lot T-shirts. I don't do it for every artist. There's some artists I've seen so many times I don't really need to buy anything. I've got Alice Cooper cups. I've got Alice Cooper T-shirt. I don't really need to put money towards Alice Cooper's retirement fund. I already buy the ticket for the show. It's good enough for me. Ralph Puppet is right over there. Thank you. I'm happy. Okay. We're talking about music, so Ralph can come on for like a minute. He plays piano. Hello, everyone. Here it is. Plays piano with his hands. Imagine a piano in front of him. That's enough for Ralph. Hello?
Hey, brother, how you doing?
Fine. Could you speak up a little bit? This is MC Evolve.
Yes. Can you hear me?
Yeah, all right. I think everyone can hear you. I can't move the phone closer or it would disconnect.
No, you're fine.
I can move the computer a little bit back so now you're closer to the microphone.
That's okay. How you doing?
All right. Pretty good. How are you doing?
Awesome.
Have you been listening?
Say that again?
Have you been listening to what I've been talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think underground artists and other artists that the music business doesn't want to deal with should form their own label. What are your thoughts on that? On that subject?
My thoughts are that definitely you need to control your own label.
Yeah. I mean, that was the story with Joan Jett and the Blackhearts. The world wasn't willing to accept a woman on guitar. They formed their own label, and they even had hits.
No, you got hits, but also too at the same time, it's like God bless, and keep running, keep making beautiful music.
Yes. Well,
the same thing is like, it's like the Ramones, like, go, go. It's
yeah, but they didn't have indie labels at their time. It was you get on major or you don't go anywhere, even if you're not going to live up to the majors.
Yeah, but also too, like the thing is with major, it's like, enough. It's like, what are you people talking about? Because they'll hold you up and like do whatever.
Yeah.
So, be individual, grab your friends, and go have a happy time.
Yeah.
Especially now, like if you're looking at the music industry right now, like awesome.
Yeah, it's making a small comeback.
Just go be you.
It's making a small comeback with records. It's kind of like when the bottom fell out of Marvel and all comic books, right? We didn't ever think we'd see that.
And I'm sorry that Stanley just died. Oh my God.
Yeah. I'm just saying, like, we didn't know if we'd ever see the submergence of that industry again.
I was just at Comic-Con. I'm sorry to cut you off. I love you.
Yeah.
Yo, thank you. But like somebody that understands, it's like, you're saying like somebody told Stan Lee to go fuck off. And it's like, yeah, all right, dude, like whatever.
Yeah.
Here you go again.
It's like the industry came back for comics, and now comic book movies are the hugest thing in the world. I don't know if it's going to happen that way for the record business. It's a slower process, but that's back in a sense with streaming and vinyl and all that stuff. I've heard about your track record working with RZA and other people like KRS-One and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, RZA has the best beats in the business. He did it at the beginning of his time. He still probably does now.
Amen. One of the best brothers ever.
I have seen his group, Wu-Tang Clan. They were very good. They didn't do everything I wanted to hear, but you have a full catalog. You can't do every song. They did the majority.
Amazing.
They did a quick tribute to their fallen, Old Dirty Bastard. That's very nice. Playing clips of his hits. Yeah.
And also too, listening to the new dance music, which is awesome.
Yeah.
And rapping on top of that.
Yeah, the only thing I don't like that Wu-Tang has done is their DJ combining with indie music. I've heard the mixes. I'm not that big a fan of it, but I may listen to more. I just didn't hear anything I liked. I mean, the dance beats were great. It's just the indie music didn't really complicate it right.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I'm entitled to my opinion. I'm sure the DJ loved it.
No, that's awesome. That's awesome. I mean, for me, like, looking across jazz music and, just all music, period, the main thing is are you bringing a positive message?
Okay, this guy wants to know what my favorite song to make love to. Anything by Sade. Like her Love Deluxe. That's good music. That's the love making soundtrack.
Is anybody bringing like positive, and also too, like, introspective, just looking inside yourself.
They're asking me personal questions here. All right, I put it's made by the product I put in my hair is made by
like one of my best boys, like one of my pals,
yeah.
posted the Ramones like the other day, and I was like, dude, like, we're on.
No, it's not jizz. Hold on. Can you hold on a second, MC?
I have a lot of great musicians. I've helped produced a lot of good shows.
Who?
Honestly and truly, put shows on, and God bless. Let's make this world better.
Yeah, I put stuff by Axe
Nice.
in my hair. It's the clean cut look. So that's the look that I'm going for. Yeah.
For me, it's just, I just want to see people happy. I want to see people, celebrating life.
I get what you're saying.
And at the end of the day, people smiling.
Do you put out your own music?
What's that?
Do you do your own music?
Yes, definitely.
All right.
Definitely. Like I did a couple remixes, and also too, like, have written my own songs, like, for the fuck sure. Like I was down at, Times Square the other day singing my own song.
Nice.
Just trying to make humanity better. And it was tiring, but, it is what it is. It's like, we're in.
Everybody says I should start my own band or I should do a song with Method Man. I don't really have the credentials. I don't really know the man. But I heard he put out comic because I watched Comic Book Men. He appeared in an episode with a comic of his own. I thought, oh, he's not just a musician. The man makes comic books. That's pretty cool.
Amen.
I'm not a freestyle rapper, so I don't see me and him working together. But if I become a producer,
too, like, for me, it's like, just thank you for taking the time to talk with me, brother. I really appreciate it.
all right. Thanks for calling in, dude.
No, but also too, it's just like, you're mentioning one of the best rappers ever.
Yeah.
Like, God bless. Like, God bless.
Yes.
But like, God bless.
All right. Seems like you wanted to leave, right?
I'm a New York kid. Sorry.
All right. I guess thanks for calling in.
Wu-Tang Clan ain't nothing to fuck with.
All right. Thanks for calling in, DJ.
But also too, just out of respect, and just one of the best brothers, and for myself, rapper, but also too, there's other lyrics that are coming out for myself that are, on the electronic, on the, like, going, and trying to, not trying, doing.
You were now quoting the lyrics of his songs. Cream, cash rules everything around me.
Welcome to the neighborhood. Amazing. Amazing. Look, what are you guys doing musically right now?
I'm not really doing anything. I'm not a musician. I write songs once in a while. I write a lot of poems. That's about it.
Amen. But poems are songs, and songs are poems.
Sometimes, but sometimes I don't write that kind of thing. The last poem I wrote was something that you could definitely could be turned into a song at some point down the road.
That's awesome. That's
Yeah.
awesome.
I don't know where that's going to be. I don't even know what kind of music I put to it. Maybe just an acoustic. Who knows?
That's okay though.
Yeah.
You know,
It's all in
you
the
know,
message.
you know, when you're in the feeling, and you know, that is what it is.
Yeah, I can hum melodies sometimes, so I might get into that. The more I sing it, the more something might get attached to it.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I think some more people might want to call in. So thank you for the phone call.
No, thank you so much for letting me be on the phone call and letting me be on the space.
All right, and when I do another show, I'll tell Tim, and you can call in anytime.
All right, God bless you, brother.
All right, no, Prince, that was DJ Evolve.
Yes, sir.
All right, thank you for calling.
MC Evolve.
All right, I'll talk to you in the future.
That's for sure.
Peace out, dude. All right. All right, that was DJ Evolve, not Kiefer Sutherland. I only mentioned Kiefer because my friend partied with him one time in New York City at the Bowery Hotel. That's a long time ago. So that's just one night in his life. No, MC Evolve, not DJ, MC. I don't think I can do that. I'm not the kind of person that wants to be on stage. I used to want to at some point, but I burned out. I kept on failing with my peers to form a band, any arrangement. I jammed on the microphone with drummers, various guitar players, or drummers and guitar players at the same time, and bass players, and none of them worked. So I gave up the desire to be a performer somewhere around my late 20s, early 30s. There's no video. We didn't take video in those days. And I've been doing it for over a decade, trying to get with someone to form even a weekend band, and just wasn't happening. So I thought, why don't I just work on the poetry, work on the songs, and maybe I'll be a producer that writes for a band or something. Right. And that's the goal, really, to be a producer that works with some kind of band or something like that. And that's just the way that should happen. No, Travis has his own show, and he just comes on my show just for laughs. I don't think he'd be good as a serious interview. He's not that serious about anything. I find him interesting and somewhat not interesting. It's not a shaved head. There's plenty of hair up here. What's up, Troy? 70. I thought Mr. Billiam was going to call in. I guess not. What's that? Just chilling, Troy. Chilling with a villain. You missed out on MC Evolve. He's a producer and he also writes his own music. He's produced the likes of RZA and KRS-One and cast of others. Thanks, Troy. I just explained who he is. He's a producer. He does his own music. He's produced people like KRS-One and the RZA. Many others. We're just having a conversation. Anybody can call in. I feel like your call will be interesting. I'll pick up. If not, it will just ring. Answer machine is on. The cell phone is off. My sides are not shaved, so that's not mohawk. Just a short haircut. I don't see what the number is. Oh, I know what it is.
Concept.
Hey, what's up, dude?
Hey, how are you,
Pretty good. I think you have an echo.
Yeah, you had a conversation with MC Hall.
Yeah. I thought more people should call in. Troy, the topic is music and other things like that. It's music and whatever.
Am I on your podcast or whatnot?
I can say this is a podcast. If I have other people on with me and they're not here, then it's a webcast.
It's a webcast. Okay.
Yeah, but tonight's a podcast.
Everybody.
It's a webcast when others join me. When I'm alone, it's a podcast. So that's the difference.
Gotcha. Yeah, I did Joe Rogan and a bunch of people.
My friend is not calling in
I'm still new to the train. So, what is the topic? What are you guys talking about?
we're talking about music and other things like that.
Great.
What was the last band you saw?
I would say the last band I saw was, I think the last band I saw was Weezer.
Weezer. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, it was a little late in the day for what we were going for, but I always wanted to see them, and I never wanted to see them at a big venue. I was hoping they catch them at a bar when their fame died down, but they didn't. They didn't die down. They grew more popular. So.
Let's see. The last band I saw was the Mighty Mighty Bosstones, and Sheer Terror was there, and Life of Agony was there also. It was a benefit for Jimmy G. So he got on stage with Rayvon at some point, and they're in the Bosstones set. That's pretty cool.
The Bosstones with Sheer Terror. That's kind of that's a mix. Growing up in New York, like you did, as I, what do you feel about the current situation in New York now?
What?
As far as venues having been closed, continuing to close down.
Oh, sure. You start with CBGBs and the Wetlands. Wetlands became a parking lot. The Continental just became a bar. They used to have shows there. Now it's just a bar. So no shows go on there.
What else? What else has
The Ritz.
bring a tear to my eye and tell me what else has gone over the shoulder crumpled paper.
Well, the Ritz and what replaced the Ritz in its original location, Webster Hall, they're both gone. Yeah. Streets in New Rochelle, that closed a while ago. That's gone. And I saw a few shows there.
So New York, and Westchester.
Yeah, and of course the Academy. The Academy went a long time ago. There's various other hangout joints like Weaker Bob's Record Store and the Mars Bar, just to name a couple.
Yeah, I pretty much saw most of those venues growing up. Mars Bar was one of those places where you wanted to not end up, but start out the night. But if you went there, you'd see everybody you loved, and then you'd lean against the wall as soon as you put a song on the 50-cent jukebox, and then you'd stick to the wall, and it wouldn't be because of you wanted to stick there or you wanted to be. It was kind of like a slot trap. You just kind of you were gobbled up by it. You stick to the wall because of the glue.
It's kind of like,
It was that disgusting.
it was explained to me by Drew Stone that things come in and then they go away because the Grand Victory is gone too, and the trash bar, that stuff in Brookwood. And as time goes on, this thing goes away like CBGB's, but then the Bowery Electric right down the street open, and things will come in, things will go away. That's just the way New York is.
It is the way New York is, unfortunately, now. With the Giuliani administration, they shut down pretty much everything, but I didn't think it would continue to be the diminishing factor. I lived on Grand with a bunch of my friends when I was working in New York, and I was working security, trying to finish school and, whatever. And I would take the L train in from Williamsburg when Williamsburg was still, somewhat easy to live in fiscally. And then we were living in Grand, and we were 3 blocks down from the trash bar. And we would go into trash bar and see the last of the great, punk rock venues and hardcore venues, and it just kind of stopped. And
You couldn't smoke there, but if you hid from the staff, you could smoke cigarettes or weed there. Nobody really cared, except if a staff member saw you, they'd be like, "Put that out now." Then 2 minutes later, you'd be smoking again.
Some neat girls who like the bands, talk to girls who like the Descendants, and liked anything, old, anything worthwhile for guys our age, and it seemed like so much. We're not old, but guys, since we grew up together, so much transition.
Okay, Tim, I'm sorry to interrupt, but not a lot of people can hear you and they're complaining, so I'm gonna have to let you go. Sorry.
No, dude. You gotta have a great time. Have a great webcast.
All right, thanks for calling in, and you can call in anytime.
All right.
All right, dude. All right, is that better, everybody? All right, Tim has a very low voice, even lower than mine. I was told my voice was really low, but it's all right. People were complaining that I don't want to alienate the whole audience. And Troy, we all miss CBGBs. But, New York didn't renew their rent. So, you don't get a renewal. That's just the way things happen. And, it's the subject of a chapter of a book called New York Rock. Maybe you should read that book. New York Rock takes you from the rise and fall of the Velvet Underground to the closing of CBGBs. I'm not at that point in the book, but it's mounting towards that. Right. I only got to, maybe noise rock. Right. That's a great era of music in New York. All the bands like Helmet and Sonic Youth and Swans and so on down the line, they all made noise. Yeah. Oh, you got to include that group, Pussy Galore. They were big noisemakers. Yeah. No, the book is about the whole scene, not just the venues, everything that's happening in New York rock history. That's what it's about. No, Weaver, I haven't been reading it for 4 years. I read it once, got about 140 pages in, then put it down for almost 2 years, then picked it up again, and I'm reading it pretty quickly. I'm also reading a couple other books. I read multiple books. New York Dolls are definitely part of the landscape of New York rock. Yeah. It's written by the great Stephen Bush. I see him every single month, interview lots of people. He does the art of the interview. I saw him interview Lenny Kaye recently and Drew Stone and Vinny Stigma from New York Hardcore. He's got a bunch. He's got Billy Bio from Biohazard and a few other people. Sometimes I lose interest. I do that with graphic novels, sometimes two and other books. But I always go back and I get the full read. I love it so far. Before they were talking about these bands I never heard of, right? And I'm like, well, I gotta look these bands up on Spotify or something. I'm not gonna restart the show. You miss it, Jenna, you can watch the replay. So I started to look up as I read each band. So now I can Spotify the bands that have more than an album or more than an EP, see if they're any good, or even just Spotify. Some bands don't show up. So in the New York hardcore scene, none of the racist bands showed up. Wonder why. I guess nobody wanted to put them on their label. I guess nobody's interested in anything they had to say for more than a couple singles. Right. When your message is negative, nobody cares what you have to say. I couldn't find any of them on there. It has and it hasn't. It's definitely fucked up the world of comedy. You can't go on Howard Stern and go, "You're a fag," like Weaver likes to say. But it hasn't totally fucked up the comedy world. All right, I don't know. Say you can show. I was about to say you can show. All right. Yeah. I mean, we were Jimmer's content, and then he went out of business. So you have the Travis 24/7 and what I do because of all of that. I don't play anything. Well, you know, he does hate shows every day, right? And you're going to hate on whoever you're hating on, whether it's me or anybody else. You're going to piss somebody off so bad that they're like, "Oh, you said that? Oh, that's nice." Then they're just going to complain to YouTube and Periscope and whoever. Get with whoever controls that universe, like Google and whoever, and then that person will be out of business. And that's the way that goes for that guy. He wants to be a troll killer. Well, the trolls are just going to get angry and be like, "You know what? Fuck him. He's right out of business right now." If you do something about positivity and spreading that, then you'll have nobody complaining about how awful your show is. That's what I'm about. Positivity. I try and instill it in my work and my life. You have a positive outlook, positive things will happen to you. If you have a negative outlook, like the person I used to be on there with every single day, and you're mentally ill, then negative things happen to you. I never complained about him. I figured, well, the work will speak for him. He's going to piss off the wrong people and they're going to come after him. And he did that. That's just the way that goes. It's the way life kind of goes on that end of it. Anybody else that wants to call in that knows the main number can do so, and I'll see if you're worthy of taking a phone call. Thank you, Tommy Bahamas. Well, you know, Mac, just think of positive things. That's how I try and do it. Like my friend Jack, he stays positive. He's a churchgoer. That could be the reason, religion. But he is a positive person even without that. Thanks, dude. I like the main shirt and the outer shirt. Yeah. Thanks, Prince. It's about being positive, a positive outlook. Positive music. The Bad Brains are very positive. They like a book called Think and Grow Rich. That was a positive with their PMA, positive mental outlook. That's true. Think what you want, Weaver. Yeah, that's not a good positive, but you know, HIV and AIDS is not a death sentence anymore. Take the pills that you're supposed to every day till the day you die, and you'll still live. I know a gay man, I'm not going to say his full name, his first name is Justin. Him and his life partner, I think both have HIV, but they're both living their life. No, I have no positivity toward any disease. What does that mean, Jennifer? I don't know what that means. I've been tested for just about anything and I have nothing. Yeah. I don't know what you're talking about, Weaver. Like even if Derek was here, he'd make up an excuse 30 minutes in and then leave. That's what he does. I tried to watch a movie marathon with him once and his fiance, and they left after the first fucking movie. I see what you're saying. Or the second one. I'm like, what about the last movie here? We're supposed to watch Goodfellas. I guess not. He always leaves too early. I always stay positive, Weaver. Always. Okay, we're not going to take any more phone calls. I've had enough fun for about 48 minutes worth. And it seems like a good time to be leaving. Nah. All right, thanks for joining the show, everybody that called. Tim and DJ and MC Evolve. And thanks for joining in, everybody. We'll see you later.